So it was that.
Probably like a little swamp.
And some minor miracle out here where I'm supposed to be.
Go guy did that. Had a couple episodes on last week, and I was like, am I going insane? Is it dementia? What is it? Stress.
Semester.
We
Declare.
we do have a forum now, so whenever you're ready, we can begin. Commissioner Bowling will be here, but he'll be late this evening. So whenever you're ready, we're live streaming right
I'm missing one, but I guess.
now. Yeah. Forum.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, we have a forum. Good to go.
All right, this is the German Village Commission meeting. Next business meeting is Wednesday, March 22nd at 12 p.m. Room 111 North Front Street, second floor here. Next hearing will be Wednesday, April 5th, 2023 at 4 p.m. 111 North Front Street, second floor, same location. Swearing in a staff. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And state your name.
Nicole Urson.
Very good. Morgan, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Morgan.
Great. Thank you. And let's introduce commissioners, starting on my left.
Jeff Ferriel.
Ned Thiel.
Charissa Durst, Karen McCoy.
Excellent. Anything else we need to cover before we? Let's go to the first one.
Well, before we start, staff approvals.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Skipping down to,
No problem.
yeah, approval of staff approvals, notification. Have any refusals?
List of.
That starts on page 9. Just for-
I have to recuse myself from 634 Mohawk Street. Anyone else? I think we are good. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve to ratify the staff approvals.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the minutes from the last meeting. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Thank you. Second, thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. On to applications for certificates of appropriateness. First one is item GV 2303-10, 46 East Frankfurt Street. Do we have anyone for this application? Please step forward. Have a seat. Thank you. Please. I have to swear you in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your name, please.
Scott Doran.
Thank you, sir.
This is for an exterior building alteration to install a new side door, to remove an existing full light door on the east elevation, and to install a new metal full light door to Provia Legacy single entry door and a frame saver frame. Frame is a textured clay aluminum frame cladding. Exterior color will be sandstone, which is identified as number PMK 21633U in the color swatch, and the hardware is to be an antique brass finish. Staff analysis, the applicant submitted a COA application for the proposed door replacement. The proposed replacement door is on an addition that was enclosed sometime after 1950, as it appears as an open porch in the 1951 Sanborn maps. After reviewing the file for 46 East Frankfurt Street, staff found evidence that the door proposed for replacement was not the original door on the property. Photos show a panel door on the opening sometime around 1989, where one photo we have is prior to the paint being removed from the masonry, and another photo is after the paint has been removed from the masonry in 1989. This existing door on the property was installed without a COA by a previous owner. At the March business meeting, there was no feedback or questions for the applicant. Staff recommendation is staff recommends the approval with any and all clarifications to be submitted to HPO staff for review and approval prior to issuance of a certificate. And our basis for the staff recommendation is 311611, standards for alteration, 19 and 12, and the German Village guidelines for entrances and doors, 1, 2, 4, and 5.
Thank you. Do you have anything to add?
No, I
Any
didn't know, I
comment?
didn't know it had previously painted, so that's a new one on me, but, no, we're just trying to replace it with a consistent door. It's very dark back there. Doesn't get much light in that little alleyway, and the door that we have in there is, the frame around it is essentially rotting away, so we needed to replace it with something, and we're trying to go for a consistent with what we had.
Thank you, sir. Comments from the commissioners? Any questions? Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, number 1, GB-23-03-010, 40 East Frankfurt Street, to approve the application as submitted.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Do
Thank
you have
you,
a certificate, sir?
I appreciate it.
Item number 2, GB 2303-11, 143 East Whittier Street. Hello. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Christian Coffin.
Thank you, sir.
This is proposed work description is for an exterior building alteration to install a new garage door, to install 2 new Clopay Coachman CD 13 top 13 solid garage doors. The garage door is steel with a composite overlay, and the colors to be charcoal gray to match existing. The staff analysis is the applicant applied to replace the garage doors after the garage door was broken into as a result of vandalism. The existing garage is historic as the garage appears on the 1951 Sanborn map of the same location. There are COAs issued for new carriage house designs, however, the existing garage and those COAs appears to be the same garage existing on the property today, so it appears to be that garage that appeared previously. The Clopay Coachman door is currently installed at 577 Cedar Alley and 710, 714 South Fifth Street. Staff recommends approval with any and all clarification to be submitted to HBO staff for review and approval prior to issuance of a certificate. And the recommended condition here is that the applicant to submit the paint color to HBO staff prior to the issue of the COA. And the basis for our recommendation is 311611, 9, 9, and 10. And for German Village guidelines, new buildings, garages, number 6.
Do you have anything to add or any comments?
No, just trying to get my garage door fixed from being broken into numerous times.
Commissioners?
Just for clarification, did you say the garage is historic or is this a replacement garage?
So it's a little unclear from the record. The garage door, the garage is what shows up as the existing garage in those COAs, but there have been several COAs issued for new garages since then.
Okay.
So it's unclear if this is a new garage from the COA record alone.
What is the oldest record you've got for the garage?
The oldest record is just from the Sanborn map in 1951 with the garage taking the same footprint as the existing garage. But the COAs date kind of a range in the 70s and 80s.
Any other comments from the commission?
So in the staff report, it suggests it's a carriage house, is that right? Or is it just a garage?
There were COAs issued for the carriage houses.
Okay.
They were never constructed.
But this, okay, so I
Unless
just
the
want to say, if this is a carriage house, it's an appropriate one. But it's not, so I won't say that.
It's a 3-car garage. And it's been that way since I've owned it. They did initially select a garage door that matched the others in the alley, but I was suggested that I go with a different model. So I've done that. Just the cost is doubled, went from $5,000 to almost $11,000 now.
Cost of steel,
Sorry?
the cost of steel, this is the steel.
No, they were both steel doors. I think it was the finish. The one that was recommended has a veneer, I guess, finish on it.
Possible.
Yeah. Any other comments from the commission? Do you have a motion?
So, Mr. Chairman, agenda item 2, GB-03-011, 143 East William Street. I move to approve the application as submitted.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 3, GV 23-03-12, 600 South Lozelle Street. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
State your name.
David Schooler.
Thank you, sir.
This proposed work is to resurface a parking lot. To resurface a 6-car parking pad using asphalt. Parking lot will remain as 6 spaces. The parking was approved in 1969 when the building was converted from a garage to an antique shop in 134-69. The work has already been completed, but has not received a code violation. Staff analysis: the applicant originally reached out with the COA application, but then completed the proposed work before a COA was issued. Staff has found that the parking pad was approved as a 6-car parking pad in 1969 as part of the design to convert the building from a garage to an antique shop. And at the March business meeting, no additional information was requested. Staff recommends approval with any and all clarifications be submitted to HBO staff for review and approval prior to issuance of certificate, with recommended conditions as that the spaces be striped and painted for Columbus City Code, and the applicant submit scaled and measured drawings. The basis for staff recommendation is 311611 for not 9, and it's somewhat consistent with 311613 A.
Any additional information or comment?
I guess I didn't quite understand it. You want me to put stripes on the driveway to define the spaces? Is that what you're saying?
That's our recommendation following the Columbus, just per the Columbus City Code.
So it's a code requirement?
Yes. Yes.
Are you required to have a handicap parking space?
I'm
Are
sorry,
you required to have a handicap parking space?
I'm not aware of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been there for 25 years, so I don't know.
So it's never been striped and never had it.
Not to my knowledge, no.
Any comments from the commission? I would suggest that if we do make a motion to approve this, that it's stipulated on compliance with City of Columbus code regarding striping, and let the applicant,
Yeah.
Yeah, so that covers it.
yeah. So do I have a motion?
So, Mr. Chairman, agenda item 3, GB-23-03-012, 600 South Lozelle. I move to approve the application as submitted with the proviso that the parking lot should be striped in accordance with Columbus City Code.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 4, GV 23-03-013, 700 South 3rd Street.
Excuse myself.
Only who's paying to do this project. Raise your right hands, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
And state your names, please.
Kevin Lee. Matthew Teisman with MKC Architects.
Thank you, sir.
This is, the proposed work description is for revised parking layout to amend a submitted parking layout. The new layout has been reviewed and approved by the City of Columbus and variance BCA 22-134 and meets the variances presented by the commission in GD 22-05-024, which the commission recommended. And it also has the inclusion of required bike racks per Columbus zoning code 331249. Staff analysis is at the March Business Meeting, the Commission asked the applicant to clarify if there was a change in the number of parking spaces. And the staff recommendation is that the staff recommends approval with any and all clarifications to be submitted to HBO staff for review and approval prior to the issuance of certificate. And the basis for the staff recommendation is 311613 standards for site improvements A.
So was there a change in the number of parking spaces?
We heard confirmation that they tell us, and then we didn't receive anything confirming that, so I'm thinking the applicant.
Okay.
We sent a revised drawing that indicated that there are no changes to the amount of parking spaces. There has not been a change since the concept review last year.
Anything else you'd like to add or comment on?
No.
Commissioners?
Move on application GV 23 03 013 700 South Third Street to approve the application as submitted since the applicant clarified there was no change to the number of parking spaces.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 5, GV 2303-014, 637 South Third Street. With your right hand, do you promise, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your name, please.
Jonathan Barnes.
Thank you, sir.
This is a proposed work description is for variance recommendations, 333238F2 for private garage lot area. The applicant requested variance to allow a garage with a lot area that exceeds 1/3 the minimum net floor area for the living quarters, and increase from 572 square feet to 670 square feet. 3332.38G, private garage height. The applicant requested variance to allow a garage with an increased height from 15 feet to 21 feet. And 3332.38, private garage detached habitable space. The applicant requested variance to allow a habitable space with a detached garage. This also includes a driveway material change, where the driveway design now is to be a brick paver driveway mortared on a 4-inch concrete mud slab on 4-inch gravel. Approved design is originally for gravel drive. Staff analysis that staff submitted a CO application for change variances from their previously approved variances for a carriage house construction. The carriage house was approved as GV 21020009A and renewed as GV 22020001 on December 14th, 2021 to construct a new detached 686 square foot 2-car garage with occupied studio office space above to replace their previously demolished outbuilding. And the variance recommended is GV 21020009B and renewed as GV 22020002 on December 15th, 2021. The following is the recommended variances from those. These are coming from those recommendations. That's the variance recommendation for section 333238, which limits private garage heights to 15 feet and requests the variance to allow height to be 17.5 feet above grade. And section 333238H, which will allow habitable space above garage with reduced development standards in an R2F residential district. The applicant currently proposes changes to the requested variance recommendations. These changes include adding 333238F2 private garage and lot area change. The changing at the height from 17.5 to 21 feet, and the height of the carriage house was approved as 21 feet 6 inches. The applicant also proposes a new driveway design where the design will now be for brick paver driveway rather than the approved gravel driveway. At the business meeting, the commission requested more information and context as to why the changes were being requested. And we did receive updated drawings that were added to the packet today, just so you'll see the red line copies on the screen in your packet and materials. Staff recommends approval with any and all clarification to be submitted to HBO staff for review and approval prior to the issuance of the certificate. And the basis for the staff recommendation is 331611, standards for alteration 1 and 9. It's also consistent with City Code 311613, standards for site improvements A, and with the German Village guidelines under zoning variances on page 139.
So you requested from the applicant what was driving the variances? What was the response?
We just received the updated packet with the kind of descriptions of that, so I don't have the response right now, so.
Well, ask you.
The answer is, we should have asked for them in the beginning when we had this whole discussion before. I can't really say why that didn't happen, but we should have asked for the variances in the first approval. It's the same building that we saw and approved before.
No change in design?
No, the only thing we did was, we had some, back and forth with the city, streets department about the driveway. I think originally we had this sort of stripe going through the sidewalk, which we didn't want anyway. We want the sidewalk to look like a sidewalk, not a driveway, so that would be brick. And, you know, I can't read, it's way too small for me, but isn't that center stripe something else besides brick?
It says it's ground up.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we want.
So
That's
it
what my
would be-
boss wants.
Yeah, so it would be pervious.
Yes,
That's what your boss wants?
yes.
I understand.
Someone else?
Other than that, that's the same.
So the pattern on the driveway through the sidewalk, is that a different pattern than the sidewalk, or is the sidewalk pattern contiguous?
Can't, it's too small for me to, well, the sidewalk's just a running pond, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
right?
I just want to make sure that the driveway is not a change in pattern to accentuate
Yeah, we'll
this
just keep,
driveway.
whatever happens on the sidewalk, yeah, we'd want to keep.
Yeah, okay, that's what my concern was.
Agreed.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Commissioners?
I move on application GB 23 03 014 637 South Third Street to approve the application as submitted with the clarification that the only change is the driveway material change, where there is now brick on concrete, on gravel, and a grass divider, making it pervious. And the clarification that whatever the pattern the sidewalk brick is will be matched with the driveway brick pattern.
And so just the wording was unclear. We're recommending
We're recommending the
that
variance,
the variance be granted.
and that these variances just didn't get requested during design, they're just being requested now.
Do I have a second?
Before that, so sorry. The one is for variance recommendation, and then the other portion of the application is for driveway material change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we would like to split that, to have the one just be for variances specifically, and then one for the material change.
I think we can do it together to recommend the
Yeah,
variance
Yeah.
and approve the,
The
change
driveway,
of material. Yeah, I agree.
Wanted to double check.
So I assume that your motion stands that
and
way.
that's what,
my motion stands.
that's right.
Second.
That's what was intended.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sure you'd
And
like to
that's what I
second
was
that.
going to say.
Second, yeah, thank you.
Sorry for interrupting. Just-
No, we're fine, thank you. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Your motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Number 6 has been tabled, 7's been tabled. Item number 8, GV 2303-015, 834 South Lozelle Street. We have the applicant for that. On to item number 9, we'll come back to that, GV 2303-016, 792 South Third Street. There we go. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your name, please.
Douglas Brimble.
Thank you, sir.
The proposed work description is new construction for a new addition. To build an addition in the rear of the home on the east elevation, the addition will be approximately 7 feet 10 inches by 15 feet 9 inches. Sorry, my staff report is misprinted. It's actually going to be 7 feet 4 inches by 15 feet 2 inches. The agenda is the correct measurements there. Exterior paint will match the existing hunter green. All materials to match existing addition. Doors to be multi-light Pella 2668 wood French doors. The existing windows to remain on existing addition. Existing sliding door to be removed. The materials to be the Pella and Pervia casement windows. Shingles will be certainteed carriage house and stone gate gray. And the siding will be actual wood, tongue and groove to match the existing on the wall. Staff analysis is applicant was present at the March business meeting, and at the March business meeting, applicant had a brief discussion with the commission on setting back the addition from the edge of the historic structure. The commission requested photos of the building and additions from further away and of the front of the house, and recommended the applicant select a window from the approved list. Applicant has amended the design to show the addition is offset from both corners by approximately 4 inches and provided photos of the house and additions. The applicant also provided details of the materials they intended to use, which are the Pell and Pervia casement windows, shingles to be CertainTeed Caritas Stone Gate Gray, and the siding to be wood, tongue and groove to match the existing on the home. The staff recommends that the commission offer feedback and continue the application to allow the applicant time to amend the design for the addition to be differentiated from the historic structure and historic additions. And the basis for the staff recommendation is 311611, 1, 4, 9, and 10, and German Village guidelines for additions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
The drawings were changed and I did send them in.
Yes, they're in the packet.
Yeah.
Did I? Yes, the applicant has amended the design to show the addition is offset.
Okay.
That should be in the packet now.
Anything else that you'd like to add or comment on?
We do additions all the time, and as our company philosophy is, we want to make it appropriate for that neighborhood and make it look like it grew there, that it belongs there. You know. And I've got several friends who live in German Village. They're always on me every time we work in there. So I got to make it right, or I catch up, you know.
Commissioners?
So the only recommendation is just to make the new siding differentiated from the historic siding.
Yes.
Have we done
And it still shows that it's matching siding.
that? Okay.
It was on the original, it's on the new packet, it still says
Yes.
siding to match.
Yes.
Is that too big of a change to amend here?
I don't think so. If he's willing to.
I'm sorry, what?
The question is, you're matching the existing siding your siding on the addition matches the existing siding in the historic structure?
Yes, it's 6-inch tone and groove. That's on the building, yeah.
Yeah, and the request is that it's differentiated, it's different from what's on the existing historic structure.
Oh, you want it different?
That's the request.
We can do that. Yeah. What type of material would you prefer?
So the guidelines indicate that we want to try to avoid creating a false sense of history
Mhm.
and avoid creating the impression that it's always been this way. So that's the reason to differentiate it.
We could make a 4-inch tone and groove.
There are innumerable ways to differentiate it, aren't there?
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. There's a million different materials we could use. What would you prefer? And that's what we can do.
What's the material of the upper part of the wall that I can see in
The cable end of there? Yes.
yeah, it looks like it's lap siding.
In the gable end of the existing or the new? Yeah, that's shiplap on the front of the home.
Okay, in the existing historic house.
Yes, and then along the, as you would look at it in the other picture from the rear, well, at the back of that, in the porch, and then here along that side and that rear of the house is 6-inch tongue and groove.
So it's got clapboard on the side and tongue and groove on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got several different finishing materials on it.
So it's 4-inch tongue and groove would be compatible with all additions being tongue and groove siding. Too similar.
Sort of. I don't know. I mean, this enclosure that we're covering part of is tongue and groove. This addition at the back is clapboard.
All that small structure there is it's actually a freestanding shed. It's not actually attached to the main structure. And it was existing when the homeowner moved in.
How is that accessed?
To the left, from that, where the cursor is now,
Okay.
right there.
There's a door on the outside?
There's double doors there.
No, okay, there's no connection to the inside of the.
No, it's a freestanding shed.
Commissioners, any thoughts? Doesn't have nickel gap yet.
It doesn't, that's true.
Where's the tongue groove? Sufficiently different from what you see down the north side.
Well, if it's all painted dark green, you're right over it. It's different.
I agree. I would say make it tongue and groove.
Storage.
So we're suggesting you make it the same material as the new addition on the back,
Mm-hmm,
not the clapboard, but the tongue and groove.
mm-hmm.
Is that acceptable?
Yeah, just make it a different size. Is that what?
No, I think we're saying the same size. You're covering up.
Go ahead
covering
and
up
go with
sufficient
the
amount of-
6 inch.
If somebody else has got some other thoughts, I'm totally open.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, that it's completely covering up the.
Almost all of it anyway, yeah.
That little bit left.
I'd say just go ahead with that.
And that is an addition, by the way. That part of the building, the historical building is where the taller wall is. Yeah. And then back here where the sliding doors are, that's actually an addition that was put on. It's been a while, but it is an addition.
Or just be tongue and groove.
I would say either way, once it's painted dark green, no one's gonna see it.
Okay. But if the color changes. Okay, is that acceptable to you, sir?
Yes.
Do I have a motion?
I move on GV 23 03 016 792 South Third Street to approve the application as amended by the applicant to change the exterior wall material from a 6-inch tongue and groove that matches the historic siding to a 4-inch tongue and groove siding.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
Second, no.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
Tell them.
Item number 10, GV 23030-17, 757, 767 Macon Alley. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
State your name, please.
Nathan Sampson.
Thank you, sir.
The proposed work description is a hardscaping for a pool to install a new in-ground fiberglass pool that's 10 feet 6 inches by 14 feet 6 inches with a 24-inch tall landscape wall with built-in water feature. The pool coping is to be an Indiana limestone, and the pool equipment is to have a 5-foot 6-inch tall wood fence and gate to match existing fence that'll be installed on a concrete slab. There's an installation of a 24 kilowatt generator on a concrete slab along the west property line. And there'll be Indiana limestone pavers, ashlar pattern at pool deck and patio. The landscaping is to plant emerald green arborvitae in the accidental smart guard as shown along the fence line. Staff analysis is a connector between the two properties was approved in August of 2022, but has not yet been constructed. And at the March business meeting, the commission did not have any request for additional information or have any feedback at that time. Staff recommends approval with any and all clarifications to be submitted to HPO staff for review and approval prior to issuance of certificate with the following condition. And the condition being that the product sheets for pavers, plants, or photos of plants and pool be submitted to HPO staff for review. The basis for the staff recommendation is 311611, 1, 9, and 10, 311613, A, and it's somewhat compliant with the German Village guidelines for site lighting, street furniture, pools, fountains, and gazebos. 6.
Anything to add or comment?
I don't think so. I think you covered it, but I'll happy to answer any questions if you guys have.
My only question or concern is that the generator's in compliance with the city's code restrictions on noise.
Yeah, it is, for spacing and for placement.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Just bringing it up.
But we can confirm that if we want to with staff.
Yeah, if you would.
Sure.
Yeah, just confirm that it is. That way we can say that we did our due diligence and ask the question.
Do whatever I can.
Anything else? Do we have a motion?
As far as I can tell, nobody really can see this pool
No.
fenced in, yeah.
I think they want to get it in before the addition's built, but that's my wild guess.
Item number GV 2303-017, 757-767 Macon Avenue. I move to approve as submitted.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item number 11, GB 2303-018, 804 City Park Avenue. You are sworn in already.
The proposed work description is for an exterior building alteration for window replacement, gutter changes, and paint. To remove a kitchen window on an east elevation of an addition, it's a small 2/2 window. Replace the kitchen window with a single 4-light Morgan Ultimate French door. Retain the stone header and opening within the wall. Color to be iron ore. Also to remove 2 living room windows on the east elevation addition. They are 2 large 2/2 windows, and remove the stone sill and stone lintel. Remove brick below and between windows. And to replace those 2 living room windows with double pocketing sliding doors, the doors are to be Marvin Ultimate with grills, and the colors to be iron ore. There's also to install a new lintel and sill and the new door opening to match existing. Remove aluminum half-round gutters and replace with 6-inch copper half-round gutters and 4-inch copper downspouts. Paint existing windows, sashes, and doors SW 7069 iron ore. To relocate an AC condenser per submitted drawings, with the AC condenser to have a new concrete slab. Remove basement window and window well and fill in the opening with the CMU block. And install limestone steps for the new door openings. And for the staff analysis, after the application was received, staff recommended the applicant reconsider the application as to not to widen any existing openings per the German Village guidelines. Applicant then emphasized the proposed changes were on a non-historic addition, that they wanted to move forward with their application. The non-historic addition where all of the changes are proposed was issued a COA in 1992 as 19-5-8. At the March business meeting, the commission asked the applicant to provide any information on the original date of the home, to provide more context, photos of the overall property, and to ensure the location of the AC condenser was allowable that close to the property line. Due to the location of the AC condenser, staff recommended additional screening around the unit. Applicant provided an updated information packet with Sanborn maps and additional photos. The staff recommends to continue the application to allow the applicant time to amend the design with fewer changes to window openings. And the basis for the staff recommendation is 311611, standards for alteration 3, 5, and 9, and the German Village guidelines for Windows 6, and the German Village guidelines for foundations 4.
Comments or additional information?
Yeah, this is somewhat recent past construction from the Sanborn maps. We were able to identify the previous structure on this lot, which was a wood structure that I think went up to 1955. Different location, different shape. Even the front of this structure along City Park has a split block foundation. It was probably done about the same time, although I couldn't find 2 separate applications for that structure. And so we tried to update staff with as much history as we could from the Sanborn maps. And we understand the screening and spacing for that condenser, certainly. I think it was there. It's there now. Further on the interior of the site, and we're proposing to move it because of the new opening. I don't know if it was put there without any review. But one thing that we did want to point out was the owner does own both of these parcels. And so the screening, we would certainly want to screen it from Kossuth and wood. There's a landscape plan coming for that, and it can be perhaps conditional on that landscape plan's approval. But yeah, we're just proposing to make those new openings for the new owner's plan for the property.
So not really pertinent to the application. Seems like the owner at 76 Kossuth, and that's still, yes, you're saying.
Yeah.
Has had good luck with their copper downspouts?
Currently not copper,
Okay.
so wants to, yeah. So
My experience with copper downspouts is installing copper downspouts is exactly the same as putting $100 bills on your front porch.
they disappear sometimes.
Yes.
Yes, certainly understand that. That was a agenda item at one of our previous meetings, so.
Yeah, I was thinking, oh gosh, maybe this feature of life in German village has disappeared, but no.
Yeah, it was a thoughtful question, though. Thank you.
Sir, is there any potential for putting the condenser on the north side of the property?
The furnace itself is just underneath the kitchen. And with the forthcoming landscape plan, that location was preferred from a distance standpoint, with a finished basement in there, and also with the layout that they're working on for the landscape. So that's where, I guess, an assessment of the yard and where the openings were, that's the preferred location. Actually, on the north side, currently, from the information we have, we didn't get a updated survey because there's not really anything happening up there. We're not coming up against the boundary. And since he owns both properties, the in-between wasn't so important to them, the dividing line between the two properties, north and south. But the driveway on the north side of the neighbor is right up to the house.
Hmm.
So there's some classic village overlap happening there. The neighbors probably claimed a little bit of that, not enough room, considering the driveway for the condenser to sit on this.
I would still rather see it back from the side street as much as possible.
If it got relocated north of the two pairs of windows there that are into the garage, if it was located, in that next section of wall, which would be to the right on the elevation, in between the new door proposed for the French door to the kitchen and if you go left to the first window of the garage, yeah.
I'm just saying even that back corner of the garage, you know what I'm saying?
That is back on the garage.
Yeah, but I mean, there, yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I think, I guess it would be the distance for the line set is the question that we need to, and yeah, the efficiency.
My experience would say you'll be fine with the line set.
I think that, not too. Okay.
If not, you just move it right next to the steps to the new door.
Trying to avoid that, I get that, but yeah.
Mhm.
I just want to see it
Yeah.
off the street as far as possible.
Yeah. Yes, in that, with the screening and forthcoming landscape plan for the Kossuth parcel, I don't know, I would say that the intent is for it to be robustly screened. And the location of that, a condenser might make more sense. I wonder if
its location could be finalized with the landscape plan.
So can I suggest that we move it to the back of the garage for now, when you come with the landscaping plan and everything, and you propose to move it to another location that would be acceptable?
As long as that doesn't complicate things for you guys.
That we would just amend your application to say that the condenser is moved north to the
Yeah.
back corner of the garage.
Okay.
Commissioners, anything else? Any other comments or anything? Do I have a motion?
I move on application GB 23 03 018 804 City Park Avenue to approve the application as amended by the applicant, that the condenser unit will be moved to the rear corner by the garage, and that the future landscape screening plan that is coming may choose to relocate that condensing unit somewhere else.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion's carried.
Thank you, guys.
Do we have? Okay, go ahead. I was gonna go back to number 8, but okay, well,
Sorry.
no, that's all right. Now, do we have number 8 here, who is 834 South Lozelle? Very good. We will move on to next one. Number 12, which is GB 2303-019, 1050 Acre Street. Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
And state your names, please.
Josh Green.
Elena Green.
Thank you very much. Staff?
Yes. This is the proposed work description is for an exterior building alteration for a window alteration. To alter windows on a previously approved addition design that was originally approved as GB 2107047 and renewed as GB 2211-014. Change in design of the north elevation to change from 3 windows and 1 opening with mullions to 4 windows and 2 openings with mullions. Change in design is on the south elevation to change from 5 windows, 1 window and 2 openings with 2 windows to no windows in this intersection, and to add transom windows to remaining windows on the addition. And the change in design on the east elevation to add transom windows to all first floor windows and door, and to clarify that it's just talking about the addition windows on the first floor. And the staff analysis is staff requested additional information prior to the business meeting, and then at the business meeting, the commission asked staff to edit the materials packet to have the previously approved drawings next to the proposed drawings. Applicant has clarified that while there are more details in the newly submitted drawings, the applicant is proposing no additional changes beyond the windows. Staff recommends to continue the application to allow applicant time to amend the design with fewer changes to the window openings. And the basis for the staff recommendation is 311612, standards for new construction, A, D, E, and K.
Do you have anything to add or any comment?
I don't believe so.
I just have a little question. Is this the Joe Wickham who works for Fairfield Homes?
Yes.
Then I should recuse myself.
Very good.
I don't think
I think that's where we're.
yeah, I don't think there's 2 of them, so yes. So it's just a couple of additions and subtractions, adding the transoms on in the new section, and then, so we took this project over, and then sometimes in the design stage, it doesn't apply to the build stage very well, so some of the windows on the neighborhood side needed to be removed to make room for mechanicals and such.
Just make sure I understand what's going on. Essentially just in that elevation right there in the lower right-hand side, right?
Yeah, so originally on that side there, kind of where the bubble is, there used to be a single casement window.
Yeah.
And 2 transom windows, and we just
Yeah,
removed
2
all of
wraparound
that.
windows. Yeah,
Yeah,
Right there.
right there.
yeah.
So we were just removing those completely.
And then in that view right there, that 4-panel window, we get a transom above it.
Well,
That would all line, everything would line up with it.
this is on a new edition.
Correct. It's just the new addition. The street side that faces the park isn't changing at all. And
The original structure is
the
not changing.
original structure is not changing at all, just the windows.
Sure, any comments, questions? Staff? Okay.
Well, I guess, did we verify if they were 2/2, changing them, or are they still gonna be 1/1?
Oh, that clarification. We did.
They're still they're one
They're
over
still
one.
1/1.
Yeah, the architect had them 2/2.
Okay.
He was incorrect, and he did send me a new plan. I can send that over to you.
Yes.
And shows that it's 1/1.
Yes, you could submit that.
Yeah.
Thank you for the favor.
Yeah, sorry.
Do I have a motion?
Oh, motion. Yeah.
12?
So GB 23 03 019, 1050 Yeager Street. Move to approve the application as submitted.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank
Have a
you.
good
I'll
evening.
send that as soon as we leave here. So you have it.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
No worries.
If I don't do it now, I forget. Thank you. Have a great night.
We'll wait for our fifth commissioner to see himself.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Sorry, I'm late.
Item number 13, GV 2303-020, 275 East Whittier Street. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your name, please.
John Stevenson, attorney for the owner.
Staff?
The proposed work description, this is for just variance recommendations. The garage design was previously approved in March of 2022 as GB 22-01-006. This is 332.38G, private garage, to allow an increase in the height of attached garage from 15 feet to 24 feet and permit habitable space. 3332.05, lot width, to reduce the required lot width in an R2F district from 50 feet to 31 feet. 3332.14, lot size, to reduce the required lot size for one family dwelling from 6,000 square feet to 2,883 square feet. 3332.26, maximum side yards, to reduce the ratio required for the sum of the width of the side yards in an R2F district from 21% of the lot width of the lot to 16% of the width of the lot, consisting of a 1 foot 11-inch side yard and a 3 foot 1-inch side yard in connection with the construction of the garage. 3332.26, minimum side yards, to reduce the minimum side yard required for one family dwelling unit in R2F district on a lot less than 40 feet wide from 3 feet to 1 foot 11 inches in connection with the construction of the garage. At the March business meeting, the commission asked the applicant to provide which variances are existing and which are caused by the garage, and to clarify if there are any changes to the proposed design. Applicant has clarified that there are no changes to the design and the following about the variances. For 3332.38G, the variance is for new construction. 3332.05, lot width, this is an existing condition of the lot. 3332.14, lot size, this is an existing condition of the lot. 3332.26, maximum side yards. This variance is required for the construction of the garage. However, the existing structure would also require a variance that may be slightly less than the one requested. And 3332.26, minimum side yards. This variance is required for the construction of the garage. However, the existing structure would also require a variance that might be slightly less than the one requested. Staff recommends the commission recommend approval as submitted. Or just recommend the, recommend. This is for 3116.13, our basis for staff recommendation is 3116.13, standards for site improvements A, and is somewhat consistent with the German village guidelines for zoning variances on page 139.
Anything to add or any comment?
I would just like to confirm that this would also be a renewal of the previous design recommendation, which expires tomorrow.
That will have to be done through email.
Okay, cool.
We can't, sorry, we can't do that tonight.
Okay.
That's fine. Commissioners, any comments, questions?
Just curious, zone is not making you reduce those minimum side yard for the existing structure?
So these are greater, so it would still apply for the existing.
Okay, I thought I meant that. I see, gotcha. These are great.
Yeah.
So it'll, got it. So I'm gonna vote against it, so I'm not interested in facilitating the construction of a building I was opposed to approving in the first place.
Ditto. Do I have a motion?
I will move to recommend item 13, GD-23-03-020.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Three opposed.
Yeah, I think we have three opposed.
Oh, I thought we had three down here that were.
I'm trying to remember whether I voted for it or not. I thought they
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
You remember whether you voted just now?
No, I can't remember whether I voted.
Yeah, I thought you just voted for the verification.
No, because I didn't think I voted for the original design either.
Okay.
For sure.
At the last, or at the hearing that was approved, we had 4 commissioners at the time. Commissioner Thiel, who recused, and there was Commissioner Foley McCoy seconded, or who made the motion and seconded the motion. So I cannot recall who was all there at the hearing.
I know Anthony was there.
So-
And I think Anthony might have been this vote.
Probably.
It's possible.
Well, you don't have to vote no now because you voted no last time, but that would be the consistent thing to do. But it would help if you remembered.
Yeah, and I would have to like dig through my files to see
Yeah.
what it was.
We only had 4 at the time, so Commissioner Durst, you may not have been there for that final
Oh,
review, yeah, of that.
what's the date of that final review?
So do we take the vote again?
If we would like, just to.
So let's take the vote.
So I think, well, did we vote? Was our vote recorded? It was.
It was recorded.
Well, I said
It doesn't.
I said it passed
Yeah,
because I thought,
I mean,
Yeah,
there
so,
could be the continuations as well, possibly.
so someone who voted affirmatively could move to reconsider.
Voted
in favor of? Well, someone who was in the majority who wished could. So not Karen.
Yeah, we weren't in the majority.
No, I actually said no, so.
Oh, you said no this time.
Yeah, I
Okay,
actually said no.
okay,
yeah,
okay.
so
I was-
that was my mistake.
Oh, so that's just yeah.
I thought there were 2 no's and
You
3.
just heard wrong, that's all.
Yeah,
The vote was not wrong, it was just the chairperson's hearing of the vote was wrong. And since I'm horribly hard of hearing,
Am I hearing that you want to reconsider your vote?
No, I just, my memory was that I didn't like the design.
Yes.
Well, we did have several meetings and
Yeah.
made a lot of
That's why I was
concessions.
asking what was the date of the final vote.
So if you had foreseen this eventuality, you might have moved to have us continue it, but.
That's right.
Voted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or ask for more discussion.
But now we've voted.
So, and we,
so it doesn't pass.
so can we?
Well, it's not recommended at the time.
It's
Right,
not recommended.
recommended. All we do is recommend.
Yeah, so we don't
The
recommend.
city could still say, you're good here.
And there's no other option for us to reconsider the vote, like you?
Being among those who prevailed, I'm not interested in exploring creative avenues for you to change the results of the vote. There may exist, none occur to me at the moment.
And Karen and I can't. You were the-
All right, so I move to reconsider. For a second?
Does it have to be one of the,
I don't know.
maybe
I
it
would
could be-
imagine not.
Yeah, I would imagine not.
Yeah. So do I have a second?
I will second.
All right.
And we have to vote on the motion to reconsider.
Right, all those in favor of reconsidering, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries to reconsider.
We're reconsidering his application, or reconsidering the vote?
We are,
What application?
his application, so we're going to take a vote, reconsider the motion to recommend the zoning variances.
And if there's any additional discussion you'd like to have about the design that was approved, I'd be open to that, or to continue the application if,
Am I wrong that it's still a carriage house on a house associated with a house that historically would not have had a carriage house associated with it?
we had a long discussion about that
Yeah.
before, and I haven't come with my notes for that specific thing today because I was really
That's
intending
still
to
my
talk-
observation.
intending to talk about on the variances for the previous.
That's still your opinion, for sure.
My opinion is I disagree with the design wholeheartedly. I think it's a violation of the guidelines, et cetera, but that ship has sailed. So rather than me taking a stand and voting against the zoning request, I will vote to approve it, to recommend it.
So you are truly,
I will change it, yes. I think this, I understand your position, I understand your position. My position is that we need to move ahead on this because the design is approved.
So they need to move ahead.
And they need to move ahead. As much as I resent it and don't like it, I'm not gonna stand in your ways. That ship has sailed.
well, I appreciate that from the commissioner, because I think that's a fair thing to do.
Yeah. So all those in favor of recommending for the vote to recommend the zoning, say
I'll
aye.
make a motion first, right?
Okay.
Sorry, motion to recommend.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of approving the recommendation, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? It passes.
Thank you.
Good things every day.
I'm unfair.
No,
Well, I didn't say that. No, he said it would be fair to approve it, so
Oh,
no, I said it,
I didn't.
by implication.
Well,
in my opinion.
I understand. It goes without saying.
I mean,
It's a matter of opinion.
enough conversation on it.
We're talking about fairness.
I don't think you're unfair, I think that's bad opinion,
I see.
if I'm correct.
I understand.
Because I do not understand.
Let's move on.
Thank you.
Item 14, 208 East Blankner Street, GB 2303-21. Raise your right hands, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your names, please.
CJ Andrews, Mode Architects.
Joseph Wenger.
Thank you.
This is the proposed work descriptions for an exterior building alteration for a window opening and storm door removal. It's to open a previously infilled masonry opening on the north facade and place a Marvin ultimate wood double hung window with a simulated divided light to match the 2/2 windows of the existing house. To remove a non-contributing storm door from the east elevation along Macon Alley and remove the concrete stoop and the limestone door still to remain. Staff analysis. At the March business meeting, the commission commented that the removal of the steps from the alley door commented on this and suggested this and the size of the window opening would need further discussion at the hearing. And the commission requested a photo of the property that shows the other entrance door, which has been provided. Staff recommends approval with any and all clarification to be submitted to HBO staff for review and approval prior to the issuance of the certificate with the following conditions: that the stair be retained along Macon Alley to follow German Village guidelines, and that the new window be made the same size as the historic opening, as indicated by the brick pattern. The basis for the staff recommendation is 311611, standards for alteration 2, 3, and 5. And the German Village guidelines for entrances and doors 7, and the German Village guidelines for windows 6.
Thank you. Any comments?
In regards to the window size, we have chosen the size in our submission. It's going to be a kitchen on the other side of that window. This will be a window above the sink. So we have a countertop to contend with on the inside. Understandably, that this isn't fully the commission's concern, but that's where we're coming from concerning the window and the height we've chosen. The width does match the historical opening. It's just a matter of where the sill is.
I believe it was actually a door at one point in time. You can tell the bottom of that, and it's very long. This house is full of doors.
But you think it was, oh yeah, this looks like there was a stoop there. Well, I guess that's just.
You can see where the infill kind of goes down.
I would disagree.
You think there might be something?
I think you can see where the sill
Yeah.
extended.
Oh, I do see that. I apologize.
Yeah. Comments from the commission?
I want to transition to the stoop, unless there's specific
Yeah,
questions about the
no,
window.
you have the floor right now.
The rationale behind removing the stoop is that this is a zero lot line structure, and the stoop is entirely in the alley. It's been contacted with vehicles in the past, and the owner's asking for it to be removed. Understandably, that the commission's intent is that the stoop remains. There could be potential resolution with either some sort of ghosting element there to mimic that it was there. Our preference is to maintain the limestone sill only, just simply to stay out of the alley.
That's concrete, or is it?
Yes.
Good.
And this house on the side, it's been hit before. People drive very fast on this alley, so my concern is the safety one that the house itself is actually a half inch in the alley. This stoop is fully in the alley.
See it best in these two photos.
And the entrance is on the other side of the house.
Correct.
Anything else to add?
No.
Commissioners?
Have you explored the idea of doing a window that matches the height and then doing like a panel or something that's opaque at the bottom light, so you wouldn't have maybe the view, but you would still get light in the kitchen and you would maintain the existing opening?
We've thought about that. The concern then is just how low the sill gets inside that kitchen.
No, in this instance, we did this on actually Jim Nichols' house.
We do it all the time.
Yeah, and we did a door, and what we did is we almost did like a Dutch door. We did a half panel in the bottom half, and then you do a window above, and that allows you to you can still build the counter height wherever you want, but it maintains the historic opening, something like that.
So it looks like a door from the outside.
But this would be a window.
This would be a window.
Window with maybe an opaque panel.
And not even opaque panels necessarily. The house on the corner of Macon and
Like a frosted panel.
Beck, no, the way it was treated, it's clear glass, but it's got the backsplashes built in.
Got it.
And you can see the backsplash set off the back window.
They've
got that gap.
cleaning machine if you don't know the brand new cleaning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does the sill looks like it's gone?
Put back in.
It can be kind of fun, actually, and interesting. Exactly.
It's a very small house and it's a very small kitchen, so that removes a considerable piece of the space, but I would be okay with it if that's the
You
only.
still get to keep all your counter space and everything. It's just how that design intersects with the window.
Okay.
So what Ned has actually mentioned is different than I initially recommended. He's saying do a full window of the original site and then detail the counter so that inside it turns down and you actually end up with the same size window and same amount of glass. It's just a different detail.
The concern with that is the depth from counter to sill. It's going to be, I'm gonna say 12 inches.
Yep.
For stuff, right?
Yeah, so what you would need to do, and if it's operable with double window, you can actually open that. You can finish it by opening it, and then you could also open it to clean back there if you need it.
And you have a backsplash across it.
Yeah.
I've seen people put plants in that area.
Yeah.
A well.
Yeah, this is nothing new.
Sure.
We got the gas meter there, kind of in the way now. So taking the stairs off won't improve the space for cars so much, but.
I have no problem with these.
No, I don't either.
Any other comments?
Now, just in my memory, yeah, we've never allowed a existing window opening to be shortened like that.
Would you like to amend your application as we just?
Yes, we're fine. We will accept making the window taller to fill that historical.
Or lower.
Well, the window itself taller.
Maintaining the original still.
Maintain the original.
And again, go
Maintain.
look at the house on the corner of Macon and Beck. You can walk down the alley and take a look. It's right there.
I think you'll actually see something. If you treat it right, it can be pretty cool.
Yeah, certainly.
It's done well in that house.
So how many square feet is this house on the interior, do you know?
Uh,
It really is a small house.
It's a tiny house. It's surprising with the addition above the garage. It's about 1,400
Yeah.
square feet.
Yikes, okay.
More than I got.
Yeah.
Whereas when Columbus was 900, yeah.
I spent the summer in a 950 square foot house.
I've been in much smaller,
Yeah.
and New York.
I have
this would be a
friends who
mansion.
Sun
I
Island.
have 450. The sleeping platform is above the front door. The ladder up.
Do I have a motion on 208 East Plank?
Before we motion on this, just for clarification, would a sandstone sill be added to where the original one in the ghost statements?
For the window,
Yeah.
I believe they're limestone on the house. We'll match what the house
We'll
has.
look at it.
I believe they're limestone.
Yeah, match, yeah. Thank you.
So I'll move to approve item 14 GV-23-03-021 as amended by the applicant to include a window that matches the existing head and sill height that will be a full glass window with a new sill to match the existing house.
2/2?
Correct.
Did I get that right?
Yes, thank you.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Additionally, updated drawings will have to be submitted to staff for final approval, just to.
Okay. Thank you.
If I could just thank you all for your service. I know this is probably a thankless job a lot of the time, but thank
You're
you.
free. Thank you for coming.
Item number 15, 611 Lathrop Street. Item number 16, 772 Yeager Street. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And your name is?
Andrew Samuelson, owner.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm recused from this.
Staff?
Yes. The proposed work description is for a new construction of a rear two-story addition. To build a two-story addition off of the rear east of the main structure, first story to be 15 feet 6 inches by 22 feet, second story to be 15 feet 6 inches by 12 feet. To dig out a full basement of the new addition to be 15 feet 6 inches by 22 feet by 8 feet. Addition to include the expansion of the first floor living room and second floor bedroom. The paint color is to be Sherman-Williams SW6237 Dark Night. Shingles are to be Owens Corning in standard 3-tab estate gray. Siding is to be a 3-inch wood siding painted to be approved, color to be approved. Windows are the Geldwin sightline wood exterior interior. Gutters are 5-inch aluminum seamless white. Soffit is a 1/4-inch wood sheeting painted to be approved, paint color to be approved. Exterior door to reuse existing, and a flat roof will have a black rubber membrane. Staff analysis, including summary of any previous review. The following is taken from the now approved February 1st, 2023 Durban Village Commission hearing. Hearing minutes, commissioner comments. Commissioners recall that at the business meeting, the hyphen was discussed. It appears the hyphen is the same as it was, just missing the gable roof between. Now the entire addition is a flush wall. Commissioners recommended that the hyphen be narrower than the addition. If the hyphen is narrow, the addition can be widened to be on the same plane of the existing house. Commissioner mentioned that in other approved applications, proposed hyphen connectors, applicants proposed windows in the connector to make it look less solid. Commission asked if all of the windows are from the approved window list. White vinyl windows are shown on the drawings on page 3. This should be adjusted in the drawings if the windows are from the approved list. Commissioners discussed the gutters. Typically, gutters should try to match, but in the case of block gutters being on the main house, this may not be required for the new addition. Additionally, vinyl would not be allowed for soffits or any other placement. Commission does not typically approve vent soffits. They are not on this application. Material details would go to staff. Commissioners state the addition should be built to the standards they would expect without consideration to what is on the existing house. The commission would like to receive the materials that would be required for a building permit and site plan and architectural drawings. At the March business meeting, the commission requested clarification on the relocation of the rear window and a new window opening on the north elevation. The commission also requested information on the history of the structure and its addition. Staff requested information on where the existing downspout will be relocated to, and the applicant provided the windows indicated as 01E are existing windows that have been relocated. The existing window is being relocated to the north wall of the existing home. The existing downspout will be directed to the flat rubber roof and will outlet to the gutter system on the north wall of the hyphen. Drawings have been provided that clarify these details. On the history of the building, the applicant provided documentation from the German Village Society. A file from 1992 states the foundation of the bay window did not match the original block and was most likely replaced, and the home was most likely constructed between 1899 and 1910. Staff provided Sanborn maps showing the house existing in 1921 in its current configuration. Oh, sorry. My brain, I'm sorry. Staff recommendation. Staff recommends approval with any all clarifications to be submitted to HPO staff for review and approval prior to the issuance of certificate with the following conditions. The condition that the new window on the primary structure be removed from the plan so that no new window openings are created for windows in the primary structure. And the applicant clarifies what the size of the opening will be created between the primary historic structure and the new addition. What will happen to the existing historic exterior wall. And the basis for the staff recommendation is 311611 standards for alteration 1, 2, 9, 10, 11. And 311612 standards for new construction A, C, H, I, K, and N.
Anything to add or any comment?
The one thing was that window on the north wall, that was added because that's actually a bedroom and that would be the only window in that room. So that was just for code compliance to make that a bedroom. We're open to removing it and revisiting it later if that's something you'd be interested in. The alternative I was leaning towards was to put in a smaller window that would be code compliant for a bedroom. I think 24-inch square is the smallest you're allowed for an egress window.
Is that room always a bedroom?
That room's currently a bedroom, yeah. So when you look at it from the east elevation, the existing, yeah, that top right window there, that's the existing bedroom. So because the addition's going over that, we're
It's
putting a
losing
wall.
its original window. It's losing its existing.
Yeah, exactly.
Just losing my mind. I was looking at the previous application stuff for a second. I'm like,
25, 15.
sorry.
Oh, yeah, other than that, the opening for that's going to be impacting that existing door. It's roughly an 8x8 opening that's going there. We're going to leave as much of the original trim as possible. But that door is coming out. We're basically connecting that window to the opening. I created an exhibit kind of illustrating that, but it didn't make it into the packet.
So I guess my question is, you're adding an addition on the second floor. That bedroom that you have to move the window for, it's not contiguous into the addition then?
It was not planned on being, no.
Okay. Commissioners?
I do want to say that this picture is amazing. It's one of these pictures.
I think it's from the German Village Society. That was in the file. I was curious what was happening.
And on the second, why is the eave depth different on either side of the second floor?
And the 1'6" overhang, really large. South elevation.
Oh, over the flat roof?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was just an effort to kind of cover that area up a little bit. If that's something you'd like us to revise, I'm not opposed to that. The reason that looks a little different is because that's the section, so it's kind of cutting into the roof a little further.
I just think they should be the same depth on both sides.
Okay.
Not good.
Yeah.
What was that?
Not good.
Got it. Thanks.
We're talking about The new window on the side of the,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so just to make sure I'm clear, the existing, are we covering an existing window that covers an existing?
Yes, yep, so that, yeah, right where they're indicating right now, that is the existing window that is getting covered up by the addition.
And so that is what doesn't help the case, if there wasn't an existing opening that was making that a legal bedroom for, almost feel better about it, right?
Yeah.
Safety or there. I would recommend the applicant. Recommend. It sounds like people are having a hard time with that, so it might be a good idea that from this part of the application and do that as a separate.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
If that's.
Yeah, I mean, I might recommend just pulling in the hyphen so that you expose the window, but
That's what I was thinking too.
Say that again, Drew.
just pull the hyphen in so that the window is exposed.
Or I could even live with putting a new window on that side so the hyphen doesn't have to be pulled back that far.
Shift the window.
Shift the window to the north on that side. It won't be visible. That's
Still get light.
still get light.
So you're saying narrow the connection. The only issue with that is the first floor, that's right where that existing door is, so you'd be also exposing that existing door. I don't know if that would be, so we,
You could have shed roof at the first floor level to pull the second floor back.
Your roof slope is so steep, it's only 6'9" at the end, so by
Mhm.
pulling it back, it keeps the roof line a little higher.
I mean, yeah, if that's, I think, the best path forward. I would prefer if we could come back later and
There's a
address
chance to design it.
specifically that window, if that's possible, and approve everything else if that's on the table.
But that'll affect the hyphen.
Design of the hyphen.
Yeah.
Well, if we move forward with that as not a bedroom and just remove the window, that would just be considered a large closet at this point.
Yeah,
That'd be
okay.
something, and then we could come back and
I see what you're
revisit.
saying, just take the window out of the application completely.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So if you'd like that, we will.
Yeah, I would,
Consider.
that'd be my preference.
So we'll note that the application's been amended to remove that.
Yep.
Any other comments or questions from the commissioner? If not, we have a motion.
And then just to clarify, the applicant is also amended to make the overhang match.
Yep, on the same.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
we'll do.
So I will.
Before we,
Go ahead.
sorry, before we continue, I just wanted to get the commissioner's feeling about opening that connection between the original structure and the new addition, connecting the door and the window. That was a concern from staff, so.
It's frame construction, is it not? Yeah.
It's right, so.
Masonry is one thing for me, frames another.
It's now interior space. You almost said once it becomes
You
interior
know,
space.
you know me, I push back on ripping out masonry, even if it is
Yeah.
interior.
We
Yeah.
did have a previous application, existing is exposed to the exterior, they weren't closing it, so I just want to make sure we touched on
Yeah.
that.
No, glad you brought it up.
The interesting part about that is once it's enclosed, they can then
Yeah.
come back. But at least for the commission, it hasn't been approved that way.
Yeah, we're doing our preservation effort.
I will move to approve item 16, GB 23 03 023 as amended by the applicant to make the overhangs match and then to remove the new window that had been proposed from the application.
Do I have a second? All those in favor? Aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries as amended.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
So let's see.
Item number 8, GV 2303-015, 834 South Lozelle Street. Or GV 2303-02, 611 Lathrop Street. We have the right to continue these? Yep. Okay, so on item number 8.
Do we still have the 17?
No, we don't have 17.
Table.
17 was tabled, we had the applicant.
We had 3 that were tabled.
So Oh, is there one we have to continue?
We have two.
Okay.
Number 8, which is GB 2303-115-834 South Lozelle Street. Do I have a motion to continue?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. And item number 15, GB 2303-02, 611 Lathrop Street. Do I have a motion to continue?
So made.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
I would like to state for the record that I would not consider Jeff unfair.
Just, could we have a motion for that? That'd be great. So I once had a judge rule that I was not an expert in something I'd studied all my life.
Was it because you didn't meet a technical requirement?
Well, so he had a rationale. Because I didn't have law practice experience in the area.
When we're ready.
We have no new business. We have no old business. I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Second? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned
Thank you.
in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Sorry. Boy, if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have swapped times with my colleague.
Yeah.